Hey guys, welcome back to Clownfish TV. This is Neon, not here with Geeky Sparkles in this video, but she will be back later tonight. We have a big Disney video coming up, but we're going to talk about TikTok. I want to know what's up with TikTok. Is TikTok getting banned or what? We're going to find out. This is coming from CNN. That the House panel votes to advance a bill empowering Joe Biden to ban TikTok. That's right, Joe Biden, not Donald Trump. Not Donald Trump, but Joe Biden. So we're gonna talk about this. There's been a lot of talk lately about TikTok and its connections to the CCP, and whether or not it's being used to spy on Americans. It has been banned from government offices. It has been banned from some college campuses, and now it looks like it's one step closer to getting banned completely. Now I don't know if that's going to happen or not, but this is kind of crazy, guys. There are people that have staked their livelihoods on this app. And in fact, this headline from CNN, which is attempting to be more fair now, I guess, said, "Forget influencers, de-influencing is now a thing." So many people spending so much time on TikTok, and the whole thing could get snapped away tomorrow. We have no idea. So we're going to talk about this. Before we get into it any further, please subscribe for more pop culture, news, views, and rants, guys. Over 296, almost 300,000 subs. Thank you for the support. Greatly appreciated. We have talked about TikTok somewhat. We actually do have a Clownfish Studios TikTok. I don't post to it very often because I don't know if it's worth it. I know that the money's not worth it. For sure. As far as ad revenue goes, you're not going to get anything over there. But I just don't know if it's worth chasing after TikTok if TikTok could go bye-bye tomorrow, and that looks like it could be the case. Again, we don't know for sure, but it is getting closer and closer to the end of the road for TikTok here in the States, and they've been trying to Hail Mary pass, and according to the information, that might not work out very well for them either. House panel votes to advance bill empowering Biden to ban TikTok. Powerful House committee voted to advance legislation on Wednesday that would make it easier to ban TikTok from the U.S. and crack down on other China-related economic activity amid vocal objections from some lawmakers and civil liberties advocates who argue the proposal is unconstitutionally broad and threatens a wide range of online speech. Now, see, if it were any other platform being threatened, they'd be totally on board with it, I'm sure. The legislation introduced Friday and fast-tracked by Foreign Affairs Committee Chairman Michael McCaul would empower the Biden administration to impose a nationwide TikTok ban under the International Emergency Economic Powers Act. The bill's text specifically names TikTok and its parent ByteDance and requires President Joe Biden to impose penalties against the companies up to and potentially including a ban. This is important. Up to and potentially including a ban, if the administration determines they may have knowingly transferred TikTok's user data to any foreign person working for under the influence of the Chinese government, the CCP. Sanctions would be required if the Biden administration finds the companies help the Chinese government engage in surveillance, hacking, censorship, or intelligence gathering. If you launched a balloon and you made a TikTok about it, facilitated election meddling in the U.S. or in another democratic ally, or help the Chinese government influence U.S. policymaking, among other things. So this is H.R. 1153, or the Deterring America's Technological Adversaries Act. It also weakens a 35-year-old law known as the Berman Amendment to the IEEPA that prohibits the U.S. government from restricting the free flow of informational materials such as movies, photos, news, and eventually electronic media to and from foreign countries, even those under U.S. sanction. Legal experts and some TikTok creators have cited the Berman Amendment as a potential barrier to a nationwide TikTok ban because it may violate the Berman Amendment's protections for electronic information. The legislation considered this week specifies that sensitive personal data does not qualify for the Berman Amendment's protections. The legislation reflects U.S. lawmakers' urgency amid fears that TikTok or ByteDance could be pressured by the CCP to hand over the personal information of U.S. users. U.S. officials have said the data could benefit China by facilitating targeted misinformation campaigns or by providing it with intelligence targets. There are some people that believe the purpose of TikTok, and this is a conspiracy theory, right? Disclaimer, I can't prove it, but there are some people that believe the purpose of TikTok in the US is actually to disrupt our culture, to make it easier for our enemies to divide and conquer. That is a theory. I can't prove it. I don't know. I'm just saying it is odd that some of the stuff that's allowed on TikTok here in the States and actually encouraged and recommended to people is definitely not allowed in China. And I believe over there that you're limited to 40 minutes a day or something with social media. I don't know. If you've got everybody TikTok and everything and everybody's paying attention to that and not to other things going on. I'm just saying. U.S. ban on TikTok is a ban on the export of American culture and values to the billion-plus people who use our service worldwide, TikTok spokesperson Brooke Oberwetter said in a statement. We're disappointed to see this rushed piece of legislation move forward despite its considerable negative impact on the free speech rights of millions of Americans who use and love TikTok. In an earlier statement, they called for the Biden administration to finalize a proposed national security deal that has been in the works for years and is designed to address concerns. TikTok Inc. is a U.S. company bound by U.S. law, Oberwetter said, and we are 2 years and $1.5 billion deep into a project to go above and beyond existing law to secure the U.S. version of the TikTok platform. So this has been going on for years. How can we ban TikTok among ourselves, not ban it for our children? That's the moral question of today and of our time, McCall said Tuesday. TikTok is a modern-day Trojan horse of the CCP used to surveil and exploit Americans' personal information, unlike Facebook, which is always above board. In other words, it's a spy balloon in your phone. Oh my God, I was joking and they went there. It's a spy balloon in your phone. A Missouri Republican Rep. Ann Wagner called TikTok an urgent issue of supreme national security risk, adding there is clear and present danger. The timing and the urgency are necessary. Democrats are pushing back, saying the public had just days to consider the bill before McCall brought the legislation to vote. The legislation's breadth would unintentionally affect U.S. and European business, they said. The panel's top Democrat, Gregory Meeks, warned that Taiwanese and Korean chip makers could all be harmed by the bill at a time when the U.S. government is trying to entice those same companies to build chip manufacturing plants in the U.S. Yeah, so this is what concerns me about it. I'm going to be honest. Look, I get where people are coming from, but I'm concerned that this legislation is going to be misused, as often tends to happen with our government. There's often overreach, right? Under the bill, the U.S. government could seek to impose similar penalties and restrictions on any U.S. citizen who may transfer sensitive personal data to any foreign person who is subject to the jurisdiction or is otherwise subject to the influence of China. Terms such as may be facilitating or subject to the influence of China could broadly be interpreted to encompass a wide range of innocuous economic activity and could expose Americans to enormous legal risk. This is coming from the ACLU, but still, I kind of agree with this. Yeah, I do. I think that it could be used as a means, a Trojan horse to basically censor social media in general. That's my own personal opinion. I would have to look into it a little closer to see what the actual terminology is. And even then, it doesn't matter. I literally used to work for a company that provided regulatory guidance software to the government. So I would stare at CFRs all day. And you'd have to try to turn it into plain English. And we literally got paid to turn the government's own laws into plain English so the government could understand what they were talking about. But yeah, this kind of stuff gets abused all the time, right? So anyway, here's the information. They said TikTok's U.S. survival plan faces potential hurdle, Apple's App Store rules. So they're talking that they might have an out through the App Store, but they said Apple and Google might actually block it. They said that TikTok's concerned the App Store rules of Apple and Google may prevent third parties like Oracle from submitting software updates on behalf of another company. The talks with Apple and Google are being led on TikTok's side by the unit in charge of the U.S. security plan. It's possible that neither Apple nor Google will object to the proposed arrangement. Even so, the previously unreported talks about potential App Store problems illustrate the myriad complications in implementing TikTok's proposed data security plan, which is part of the Chinese-owned app's attempt to address Washington's concern. So it might just wind up being a bigger hassle to try to, make sure that, ByteDance isn't reporting back to the CCP than is worth it. And I'm starting to see more TikTokers move over to YouTube. They're starting to move to YouTube Shorts, and I think YouTube is very well aware that a ban could happen because it was talked about under Trump before, but it seems like they're really getting pretty serious about it. And honestly, well, speaking of Elon Musk, there's an opportunity for Twitter to maybe take a bite out of TikTok's market share. Apple and Google didn't respond to the information's email request for comments about this. Adding to the complexity is that TikTok hasn't yet got the green light from the U.S. government for the data security plan. The plan is TikTok's response to a long-running national security review. And yeah, we know what's going down with this is being fast-tracked. Even as TikTok is trying to appease the CFIUS, some U.S. lawmakers have introduced multiple bills aimed at banning the app completely. Despite the uncertainty, TikTok has been moving ahead with key parts of its proposed plan. They create a wholly owned U.S. subsidiary called U.S. Data Security, or USDS, because that sounds secure. The unit's headed by Andy Bonello, a former U.S. Secret Service agent who joined TikTok in 2021. After TikTok moved its U.S. employees whose jobs related to data to the unit, USDS now has about 1,400 employees. So, they're going to have an external board to review it, and the members have to be approved by the government. So I don't know what's going to happen, guys. I mean, it sounds to me like we've definitely got people pushing to ban it completely. I think if there's another, spy balloon type incident, that might actually push them over and be like, yeah, you know what, we're done. But there is money to be made on TikTok for advertisers too. So, I mean, you got to take that into consideration because, it's who greases the palms, tends to get tends to get what they want. So we'll see. We'll keep an eye on it. Please subscribe for more pop culture news, views, and rants, and we'll talk later.